Today we're going to call Morgan and her mom up in northern Iowa and hear their story. Morgan, why don't you tell us your story?
Well, about sophomore year in high school, I had met Jennifer Wolf through my mom. My mom suffered from chronic migraines back when I was younger, and I kind of decided I saw what she did with my mom and how she helped her and everything, and how it completely changed her life around. And I decided to get into massage therapy, get into the myokinestheticology because I saw how amazing it was. And I'll let you tell your story about your history and everything.
I started getting migraines when I was 30. I had my first migraine, and I never took medication before. I went to bed thinking, I'll just sleep off this headache. Woke up in the middle of the night, turned the bathroom light on, and couldn't believe the pain that was coming from the side of my face. And didn't know what it was. Saw my family physician, and he told me it sounded like it was that I was suffering from migraines, or that it was a migraine. And I started experiencing them about 4 times a year in the beginning. They progressively became much worse, and was experiencing them once a month, becoming twice a month. He referred me to a neurologist. That The third medication that we tried actually started helping me. And I was on 40 milligrams in the morning, 40 milligrams at night, and Mig Relief, which is a over-the-counter kind of a natural supplement too that would help, which takes 3 months just for that to build up in your system. But I was on medication every day to try and help me with this. And it did help with the pain. The migraines still came, but it did help me do my everyday tasks. And I work at a high school where one of the parents of a student had told me her daughter was in a car accident, and like me, never had headaches before. And she knew that I suffered from migraines. And her daughter had started seeing a gal in Fort Dodge um, that was doing the myokinesthetics treatments on her. And I listened, but I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sounds kind of out there. And didn't take her advice. And my sister works at the OB in Fort Dodge at the hospital, and she too had told me about the exact same person. And still, I procrastinated probably a good year before I said, okay, enough's enough. Like this, it's worth it to me to try something new. I've got nothing to lose.
So during this year, you were having headaches more than 4 in a year at this point. You're having them like,
Oh, yeah. The migraines were at least 2 to 3 times a month, some months more. But I was getting daily headaches, and I had a different medication for those because it was, nothing would help it. Excedrin, Aleve, nothing was helping me with that. Um, I was taking way too much medication just to try to function, just to take the ease off of it a little bit. But yeah, it was happening every day. The headaches were.
okay. And so then you waited a year, which now you look back and probably say I shouldn't have, right?
I have no, absolutely not, no. And when I first had seen Jennifer, like I kind of knew from my friend who was telling me about the treatments that she gave her daughter, what she did, and it.
So you went in, you started care with her, and then you noticed at some point that you weren't having headaches as often, as frequently.
Yes, exactly. The medication that I was on from the neurologist did help with the everyday headaches, so those weren't as often. But when I started seeing Jennifer, um, it was some time into it. into our visits, like probably a couple of months into it. And I had said, do you think there's just some people that you can't help? And she said to me, no, no, I can help you. And so that gave me hope. And because I'm like, I'm starting to get headaches again every day. And it was kind of one of those moments, the light bulb moment, where I was like, you did this to me. You rewound me a couple of years back to where I was getting headaches every day. And she rewound me out of that then too. Another story where I realized that this was actually helping me with was I was rear-ended on my way to see Jennifer. And I, about a week later, was having a horrible pain in my neck and thought that it was caused from being rear-ended. And so I called Jennifer and I was pretty upset, you know, with the tears flowing. And I'm like, I can't have you touching my neck. Something's not right. I need to figure this out. And she said, have you ever had any kind of pain like that in your neck before? I was like, yes, I had a ruptured disc in my neck when I was 36. And that's when I was like, okay, like, this is good. Like and it's not always like, as soon as the treatment's done, oh, I feel no pain. Like it might take an hour or overnight, you know, sometimes it's, you know, but it does rewind me out of it. And sometimes, like Morgan just did one for me a couple of weeks ago where she knew, she can tell by looking at me that I'm in pain. And she, like during the treatment, I can feel that it's gone. You know, even halfway during the treatment, I feel that, okay, that throbbing pain is gone.
That's cool. So you were on like daily medication and stuff. You started getting the MYK treatments. Now, are you on the daily? You're not on the same doses and all that, right? You're not taking the same medications and...
No, I'm weaning myself off of the medication. My doctor is aware of what I'm doing and thinks that that's great. So I'm down to, I was at 80 milligrams with the morning and the night, 80 milligrams together, plus the Mig Relief, 2 pills a day. And the medication that I'm on now is 10 milligrams a day. So 5 milligrams in the morning, 5 at night. Sorry. Yeah, that's all I'm down to. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Mig Relief I'm completely off of. So
wow. And so how often are you having a headache now?
I couldn't tell you. It's not very often. I might have a migraine 4 times a year, but that's usually weather related. That will trigger it. Smoke will trigger it. Smells are my main triggers with my migraines.
Cool. And so now, Morgan, you get to go in and treat her. Is that right?
I do. Actually, as soon as I came back from the upper body class, the last day of class, she looked at me. She's like, and it was storming. There was a storm coming in. And she said, I kind of have a headache coming on. I can feel something coming on. I'm like, okay, sit down. You're my test dummy. And so I did it on her. And I kind of wanted to test because I remember you saying deep pressure or light pressure doesn't really seem to affect it as much. So I kind of went a little lighter on her just to see how it would affect anything. And she stood up and she said, it's gone. That her headache was gone.
She didn't believe me.
She was like, are you just saying that?
Don't just say that, Mom. Don't just say it. I'm like, Morgan, it's gone. It's gone.
That was right after class.
That was right after class. I mean, I had just gotten home.
Cool. So are you happy you started with the MYK treatments?
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I wish that I hadn't waited that year.
What a great story. And if you would like to get relief, here is Morgan's information. Okay. Yeah, you can do that because now it's on me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's nice.